Hey there guys, I am SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Splatoon. Last time, we made our way through the World 3 set of levels here via the Inkling Squid Amiibo challenges. And today, we're going to be making our way through World 4. So, let's go ahead and scan our little squid here. Why, hello there. How goes it? Pretty good. I'm ready to go ahead and take on our next set of levels here in World 4, starting with level 18, Spinning Spreaders. Time waits for no squid. So jumping straight into our first level here at World 4, we're actually greeted with nothing but Kraken challenges this time around, so we don't have to worry about doing any limited ink challenges in this world. It's thankfully just going to be nothing but Kraken, which I'm perfectly fine with. Kraken's a very fun special, not to mention that we're technically speed running through these said levels, so it's good to just play a level simple like this, trying to go as fast as we can for a good time. And this is already a level we technically did play earlier on with one of the other Amiibo challenges, so now we get to see how well we play by just rushing through this said level here. We can kind of skip around a little bit thanks to that. I almost skipped the whole cycle there, but if I made that jump, I'm pretty sure we just fell straight in the pit, so better not to take any risks there. Here I'm going to grab this key and just barely make this jump to our next platform. So we can use this to get straight out of here into our final checkpoint. Grabbing some more armor just for good measure, even though we don't really need it, and at this point, these Octarians are not going to be a challenge at all because with Kraken, we can just instantly kill them. I mean, the second one wasn't even trying to attack us. They were trying to shoot open the locked gate. Don't understand what's going on there, but we take those. That was Spinning Spreaders done in record time. For beating Spinning Spreaders, we get ourselves 1,500 gold. A good chunk of change. Let's move on to level 19. Turbulings platforms, the tentacles of fate. Yeah, another level we played previously in Amiibo Challenge. Now we can speedrun through it, so let's see how fast we can beat this said level here. And you're noticing the trend at this point when it comes to these said Amiibo challenges. If it's a limited ink challenge, you're taking your time with these levels, trying to be as careful as you can to make it through these said stages without running out of your said ink tanks. But in these speedrun challenges, you really don't have to do all that much at all to beat these said stages. I mean, how powerful Kraken is, there's not much of a threat to dying outside of falling into a pit. So a level like this, not very much challenge because all we do is just climb and attack enemies when we need to, but we don't have to worry about them killing us. The biggest fear is having one of the enemy shots push us into a pit. But that's pretty much it, and even that is pretty easy to avoid as long as you either dodge the shots from an enemy or make sure you're not at the edge of a said platform. That's the worst part about this said level here is waiting for the platforms to be at the right spots for you to actually traverse. Other than that, this level pretty simple here with Kraken, and in fact, we're already at the end. So that was Tumbling Platforms completed in record time. For beating Tumbling Platforms, we get ourselves 1,600 gold. A good chunk of change. Let's move on to our next level here in World 4, level 20, Octolings Uprising. Battle at Bluefin Depot. Bluefin Depot, a stage we've already played previously in yet another Amiibo challenge, and this one we're not going to be able to rush through as much due to the metal grates in certain areas, but for the most part, this is still going to be a pretty short yet easy stage here for our said Kraken ability, because we can just bypass pretty much every threat with relative ease. See another threat down here? You know what? I'm just going to take you out for good measure. Don't need to fight the Octarians here, but at the same time, doesn't hurt to fight them. Get them out of the way, that way you don't have to worry about any kind of knockback. from these said enemies. The hardest part about this stage are honestly sections with metal gratings, as that is a section you just flat out cannot use your Kraken, otherwise you'll fall straight through it and you will die. But besides the said metal grates, everything else here pretty much makes the Kraken a super powerful and yet invaluable special as always. Well, let's go ahead and climb up this ink rail and complete the Octoling Uprising in record time. For beating Octoling Uprising, we get ourselves 1,700 gold, a good chunk of change. Now we're done with the levels, let's move on to the boss of World 4. Inkling is on the menu, the ravenous Octomaw. It's time for us to fight the Octomaws one final time, but now with a very overpowered special. Just like with the roller, the Kraken can take out a lot of these teeth from the Octomaw in one shot. And you can also jump up into the mouth of the Octomaws here and attack the tentacle with the said Kraken. But it's not that fast to attack that tentacle as you just saw with the said Kraken form, so you're better off using your main weapon when the tentacle is exposed. Also, just like with the roller, the Kraken can destroy both the normal teeth and the purple teeth very easily here, but once we get to the gold set, Kraken's going to struggle a little bit more as the reinforced teeth will take longer for the said Kraken to destroy. But you also have to be careful of the Kraken still being caught in the mouth of the Octomaws, as just like with the Octo Stomp, if you're caught inside the Octomaw's mouth when he's ready to close it, you will die in one shot. So while the Kraken may be invincible, you have to remember it's not invincible to every single attack here in Splatoon. So keep in mind, use a combination of your main weapon and your special here, and make sure you get out of the way of the Octomaw's mouth before he comes back out of the ground. If you follow all these steps, then this Octomaw won't be much of a problem. Let's grab our Zapfish and get out of here. That was the Octomaw defeated with the Kraken. For defeating the Octomaw, we get ourselves Squid Beatz, our final arcade game that we can play on our Wii U gamepad. So, what do you say we take a look at Squid Beatz here and see what this little game is all about? Let's go ahead and make our way over to the arcade machine to play our final arcade game on our Wii U gamepad. So let's go ahead and take a look at our gamepad to play the final minigame here, Squid Beatz. Take a look at the gamepad screen. We can see we can use the left stick to change the track. ZL will change the mode. ZR is our play pause button. And the D-pad along with the face buttons has us playing Beatz. So if we hit the start button, we can see right away we're greeted with one of the songs here from the multiplayer mode, Splatack by the Squid Squad. So, Squid Beatz here is essentially just a jukebox system for Splatoon. This can be used to play any of the songs featured in the single player and multiplayer in Splatoon, including all the songs added to the game via updates. So we can use this to play any song we want. And remember, you can use all of these minigames on your Wii U gamepad while waiting for a game in the said lobby. So when you're waiting around for a multiplayer game to start, you can play any song you want here with Squid Beatz, which is really convenient because after a while, hearing the same old lobby music takes a long time. But keep in mind, if there's a song here that you haven't heard before in the game for whatever reason, you won't be able to play it here. So this file never got to experience the Splatfest music, and because of that, I don't have access to it. via this said game. So this is a little bit of a limitation to keep in mind. Not every song will be playable, which is a little confusing by today's standards, but or otherwise we can hear these specific songs here from Splatfest, and we'll be talking about that later on. But there's still another thing about Squid Beatz, as we saw, when it comes to the said mode change. So how about we activate that said mode? So Squid Beatz is not just a jukebox here in Splatoon. You can use it as a rhythm game as well. So every song in Splatoon you can play in a little rhythm minigame here, which is really cool. And there's 2 different difficulties. What you see me playing right now is the first difficulty, which is essentially the normal mode here. If you miss a note, nothing really happens, and this game doesn't even track your said score, which is a little disappointing and kind of makes it a little more of a throwaway minigame compared to the other games on the gamepad. But it's a cool little novelty to be able to play every song in Splatoon in a minigame form of essentially your standard rhythm game, say like Guitar Hero or Rock Band from back in the days of the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. But this is not the only difficulty we have, though, for this said mode. As I said, there are 2 different difficulties, so how about we crank it up a notch? So this is the hard mode here of Squid Beatz. There's a lot more notes for you to play, and you know you're playing in hard mode when the line on the bottom of the screen that you need to follow for your notes goes red. This shows that you increased your difficulty to the hardest mode, and there's a lot more notes you gotta play here between just pressing the D-pad, the buttons, and also having to press both the D-pad and the face buttons at the same time. They ramp up every single set of notes here to an unbelievable degree at some points, and to me, I find the hard mode in this just to be a little too much to keep up with, especially with how hard it is to see these notes coming at you as fast as they do. But that is it for Squid Beatz here in Splatoon. It's a very fun little distraction, but at the same time, I do think the best part about Squid Beatz is the fact that you can use this said minigame to listen to any of the songs featured here in Splatoon, which is really convenient when you're sitting in a game lobby for a very long time, waiting for players to queue into the next match. This is great to listen to any song instead of just the default lobby music when you're just sitting there waiting for a while and starting to get a little bored of listening to the same old song over and over again. But now we've taken a look at Squid Beatz, let's go ahead and head back to the plaza. But that is our final minigame that we have unlocked via the Amiibo challenges here in Splatoon. So there's not much left for our said Amiibo challenges, and in fact, all we have left with this Inkling Squid Amiibo is our final world, World 5. And we'll make our way through World 5 in the next episode. Next time on Let's Play Splatoon, we'll finish up the Inkling Squid Amiibo challenges. Thank you guys for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.